What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I am in the world of Windenburg and I'm building a little house on the island in Windenburg. And I know that I build here quite a lot because, I don't know, I just think that this part of Windenburg is so pretty. I mean, I like every part of Windenburg. It's definitely way up there with my favorite worlds, but yeah, I think Windenburg is so pretty and I felt like building a little retreat for a writer on this island. So I did have a little storyline in mind for this build, and the house actually turned out to be a lot bigger than I wanted it to. I don't know, I was having so much fun. I was working with a reference picture, like a drawing that I found on Pinterest for the facade of the house, and yeah, just the overall shape, and I was just enjoying it so much, but it did turn out a little bit bigger than what I was thinking at first. I don't really mind it though, I'm really happy with the overall result. So, but yeah, you can definitely see that there is that little, just a little attic space up there where I'm placing windows right now. And that little part of the house is actually functional as well as like a little dormer. And usually when I put like dormers on builds, they're not always functional when I built them like this, that is. But this one is actually functional. There is a ladder that goes up there and it's a little office for the writer. And I thought that that was such a cute idea. So yeah, I overall had so much fun with this build. But as I was saying before, it's a writer's retreat. And you can also tell by the title of the video probably. So I was thinking that this is not the only house that they own. I was thinking that this writer, they have a very successful career. They're a very successful writer. And they also have a little apartment in San Myshuno. They either rent that apartment or they bought it. I don't know. In real life, obviously, you can buy apartments as well as rent them. In The Sims, you can only rent them. But yeah, for the sake of the storyline, I was thinking that they probably own an apartment in San Myshuno. And yeah, that's where they live for their career, mainly because, well, they probably have a lot of like meetings, like business meetings and things, and like media things going on whenever they're releasing a new book or something like that. I felt like for like media, for like interviews and stuff like that, and meetings, all those kinds of things, they need to be in the city. But then like maybe 5 or 6 months a year, they just really want to take their time and focus on their writing. And that's when the writer will kind of go here to this house on the island in Windenburg and just be by themselves. So they can just focus on their writing and producing a new book and stories and things. So that's kind of what I had in mind. I don't know how realistic it would be, but I thought that that would be a very cute storyline. So it's what I went with, and I don't really know what kind of writer this would be. I was thinking fiction for some reason. I don't know why, but maybe they're like a fantasy writer, like Harry Potter kind of thing, or Lord of the Rings or something like that. I don't know. I'm just going crazy with my fantasies right now, but yeah, I was thinking that they could be like a fiction writer, a very successful one at that, like, so yeah, they definitely need an apartment in the city to be able to make it to like meetings and interviews and stuff like that, and just be a little bit more like surrounded by people, if that makes sense. But then like a couple months a year, like I just explained, they will probably just go here and retreat and write and focus on their writing. And they probably also like invite people over to this house from time to time. It only has 1 bedroom, so it's pretty small. But I don't know, maybe they will have a family over from time to time for like dinner parties, or maybe they can stay over, like bring a sleeping bag or whatever. I don't really know. But I figured that, yeah, the writer is very successful and they do have quite a bit of money. And so they can afford to have an apartment as well as a little house on this island right here, and I was having a lot of fun with that little storyline. I actually really love the writing career in The Sims. I don't really do a lot of gameplay, but whenever I do, writing is definitely a career that I tend to go for from time to time because it's something you can do from home, obviously. And yeah, you can just release books from home, publish books from the mailbox and things. And I really enjoy that career for some reason. I always really enjoy coming up with like titles for things. Also, when my Sims are writing songs, for example, I always really enjoy coming up with like titles for songs or books that have something to do with their life. Because whenever I do gameplay, whenever I actually sit down and do gameplay, I always get really invested. And yeah, I just get so invested with the family for a little while. And then after a generation or two, I'll probably be done with it. Like usually that's the case. That's not the case for a family that I have been playing for a while, actually. I have talked about this before, but I'm on Gen 4 with that family. And I'm so proud of myself. I know it's crazy because, I mean, 4 generations is really not a lot, but for me, it's actually kind of a lot. So I'm really happy with that achievement. It's actually been a while since I've sat down and played that family, so I think I need to do that, but I don't really have the time right now, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, that's completely off topic. You can see that I've moved on to the interior of this house. And for the overall style for the interior as well as the exterior, I was trying to stick with a more like Scandinavian inspired type of like architecture and interior style as well. It's not completely Scandinavian, but it's just kind of what happened. Because as I was saying before, I was working with a reference photo for this build. And that house looked, I mean, it was not actually a Scandinavian house, but it kind of had these Scandinavian vibes about it. So that's kind of what I took from the image and went with for my build. So yeah, it kind of has a Scandinavian look and feel. I used a lot of lighter wood tones, as you can see throughout the build, combined with a lot of neutral tones. So gray and white mainly. And then I also used a couple of like lighter colors. For example, for the curtains, you can see that I used that like blue, green kind of color. Those curtains are from Eco Lifestyle, and those curtains come in very beautiful swatches, like very beautiful toned down colors that I really, really enjoy. Also a couple of very bright colors, but also a couple of toned down ones. So I use this like green color for the curtains as, just an example for the rest of the house, or just an inspiration for the rest of the house as far as the color scheme goes. But yeah, you'll see that once we move on to the living room as well. Right here, I just finished finishing. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. I just finished decorating the entryway with a little bookcase and a place to hang your coat and stuff, and just a little shelving unit. And then when you walk through the entryway, obviously you enter into the kitchen, which I think is so pretty. It's actually a quite spacious kitchen, but for some reason this kitchen just feels so like nice and peaceful to me, and I don't know why, but I really enjoy it a lot. So that's something that I had a lot of fun with. I cluttered it up a little bit, and I actually cluttered it up a little bit too much because I was just playtesting the build a few minutes ago, and I came to the conclusion that I didn't leave any space left for my sim to actually do some cooking and cut up food. So I had to get rid of the little item that I'll be placing next to the stove with like the kitchen utensils. I had to actually move that one to the other side of the stove. So I did that, and now it's all fine. So your sim should be able to cut up some food in this kitchen. I also placed a microwave and a tea maker. I have been loving using the tea maker in my kitchens recently. For some reason, whenever I decorate kitchens, I kind of forget about placing down appliances. I have been really good about placing microwaves lately, but that's about it. But I don't know, I have just been really enjoying placing down that tea maker as well lately, and I really like it. I was just thinking that this writer, they really enjoy a couple of cups of tea a day. It's really what they choose over coffee, I feel like. I don't know why, but it's just the vibe that I got when I was thinking about the sim that lives in this house. I don't know, I was just really enjoying it. But here you can see that because the house kind of exists of like two separate buildings, it has like a narrow hallway in between. It's actually not that narrow, but you can kind of see what I mean by the floor plan and just the overall shape of the house. But I decided to turn that quote unquote hallway space, it's not really a hallway, but it's just a narrow, awkward little space with a door off of it that leads onto the back porch. And I could actually fit a dining table in there perfectly. So I just turned it into a nice little dining area. I wasn't really planning on placing a dining table at all in this house because I placed down the bar stools and I thought that that would be enough. But since the house actually turned out a little bit bigger than what I was thinking at first, I ended up having the space for a dining table after all. So I placed one down anyway, and I think it looks really nice. And that's also when I kind of thought of the idea that this sim, even though they come here, they stay here because they want to be alone and they want to focus on writing, they probably also invite friends or family over from time to time. Because I mean, they don't want to be completely isolated. I don't think that's not really what they're trying to go for. They just want to be like, they just don't want to be distracted by busy city life and like things to do and festivals and stuff. They just want to not be bothered by any of that, and they want to go here and enjoy the peace and quiet where they can focus on their writing. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But they do have friends and family, obviously, so they'll invite them over from time to time. It's kind of what I was thinking. But here you can see this is the little living room area, and I really like this. I really like this living room. I think it's really, just bright and fresh, and I don't know, I really enjoy it a lot. I went for that green swatch of the couch that matches the curtains perfectly. I was trying to go for that like matchy style in here. And yeah, I used those white chairs from the paranormal stuff bag. I know I have been overusing those chairs like crazy, but I just think that they're so pretty. I love those chairs. They're so simple and versatile, and you can literally like use them in every single house, in my opinion at least. Well, probably not like every single house when you're building something very specific, but mainly for all the things that I build, those chairs go perfectly. So I was really enjoying that. But yeah, I've moved on to the single or double bedroom, but the only bedroom in the house. So you can actually have a couple live here if you want to use this house for a completely different storyline. Obviously, that's all possible. So I wanted to make sure to include a bedroom for two Sims. So you can actually have a couple stay here. And then if you really wanted to, you could turn the attic space into a baby's bedroom. However, that would be really sad because it's very, very small and there is a ladder going up there, and toddlers can't actually use ladders. So if you have a toddler stay up there in that room, it's going to be pretty sad because they won't be able to come down. So that's a little bit sad. But if you have, for example, a couple with a child, then you could use this house as well and just turn the attic into a kid's bedroom, because I think that will work. But yeah, overall, you could obviously just turn this house into any sort of house that you want or need for your gameplay. But yeah, I turned the attic space into a little office area, and I actually almost forgot about it. Like, you'll see that after this, I'll move on to the bathroom, and then I'll decorate the back porch and things. And then I thought I was finished, and then I remembered that I completely forgot about the little office area upstairs. So I quickly went back in and decorated it as an office space. But it's actually really small. There's literally only a desk up there with a computer and a bookcase that like takes up a whole wall, because I thought that would make sense. They probably have a lot of books here, probably copies of their own book, as well as just books that they read for inspiration or books that they really enjoy, that they love, things like that. But yeah, the house actually has a couple of different porch areas. You can see that this one is in the front, So I wanted to create a little seating area in here because this is where you'll get most of the sunlight for this lot. And it also faces the lake. So I thought that that would be really pretty, that you can just sit out here and hang out and relax, drink a cup of tea, sit in the sun and enjoy the beautiful view over the lake. I thought that that would be really, really nice. And then I also have a back porch that is a little bit more in the shadow, but also gets some sunlight for a couple hours a day. So it's not that bad. I actually placed a barbecue back here, as well as a little dining table and some lounge chairs. So if you want to if your sim wants to sit in the sun and lounge and like sunbathe, for example, they can use the lounge chairs that I placed back here. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's up with me today. I'm very rambly and I don't know, I'm trying to find the words to explain things, but my English is a little bit broken today. I'm sorry about that. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. But yeah, this is that back porch that I was talking about. And I also actually placed a couple of vertical planters so you can work on the gardening skill if you wanted to. I thought that would be nice. But here you can see this is the tiny, tiny little office area with a computer, which I thought would be the perfect little place for a writer to sit down and do some writing. I don't know, I really like the idea of it. I thought it was so cozy and so cute. I would definitely love sitting here and get some work done. I don't know, I thought it would be so cozy and so dreamy. But yeah, that's pretty much already it for this build. So let's hop on into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. It's very, very small, so there's not that much to show you, but I'll just quickly show you everything. So here we have the front area. There's two separate porches, which is something that I really like. So your sim can just sit here and enjoy the view over the lake. Because I mean, this view is so pretty. Like this is the view that they will get. Isn't that just amazing? It's the most beautiful thing. So I just wanted to make sure to use that. But then when you walk into the house, there is this little front porch by the front door. And then when you walk into the house, you come into this little entryway, which I really love this rug. I never use this swatch of the rug, but I think it's so pretty and perfect for this house. So there is a nice little place to hang your coat and store some books and things, a mirror and a ladder that leads up to the tiny little office area. And then over here we have the kitchen, which I still think is really nice. I love this kitchen. And then you can walk through here where we have a 4-seater dining table, another little bookcase or clutter shelving unit, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's really nice and it fits the style of this house very nicely. And then when you walk through here, this is the living area, which I think is so nice with the big windows again that give you that beautiful view over the lake. Just a nice place to hang out, sit down. I did make sure to place a TV on the wall and there is a stereo as well. Then right here, which my sim is actually standing here because I was hiding her for the screenshots, so don't mind that. But this is the tiny little bathroom. Not much going on here, but everything is functional. And then right here is where the bedroom is. I think that this one is also very nice and minimal and just pretty. It has everything your sim would need. A dresser, a big mirror, some plants. And then yeah, over here we have the back porch with the grill, a dining table, some lounge chairs, and the vertical planters. And then last but not least, this is the little writer's office. You do have to actually put the walls down if you want to play here, because you can see that it's really like built into the roof. So if you're playing with like the half walls up, I mean, it still kind of works actually. So the house comes in at 59,879 simoleons, so it's pretty expensive for what it is. But then again, most of my houses are. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's actually already it for this video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this build. You can definitely go ahead and download it off the gallery. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!